Alright. We're recording.
Like,
That's
no,
pretty
we're
much
not.
the intro. I start recording, and then we're still talking because we're
I just say
planning
something.
the recording, and then I say, we're recording, right?
No.
That's pretty much the intro.
10 out of 10 would do again.
So, okay. Today, guys, we're going to be talking about Mumkey Jones.
By the way, I completely forgot to do any research on it, so I'm probably going to look it up as we talk.
Alright. Most of the content, we're going to have...
Do research, kids. Don't
Yeah.
be like me.
So, basically, well, I can explain it to you. So, once upon a time, there's this YouTuber. He's not the worst YouTuber, he's not the best YouTuber. He has around 300,000 subscribers. And basically what happens is, he made a series of videos on a serial killer. And basically, this was a real person, and what happened was, he essentially made a series of videos, essentially saying how stupid this guy was. And basically what happened was, I'm going to explain this in the order that he found out the information about what was going on. So basically what happened was, it started off that... So, he had already said that around 85% of the videos that he had posted were automatically getting demonetized. That's just the first thing. And basically... Let me see. So basically, what happened was 85% of the videos that he were posting were getting demonetized, but the majority of them were getting manually reviewed and being remonetized. So these videos, he produced a 6-episode series on this one serial killer. And
Yeah.
basically what happened was, so after this series was done, actually all of the videos were eligible for monetization. So basically what happened was, once he was done with this, instantaneously got 6 strikes, 3 strikes on each of his channels, in the same day.
Okay.
Like, even people that should not be on YouTube that got kicked off did not get 3 strikes in one day. Like, he holds a record for 6 total strikes, 3 on each channel.
Was there like a rule against what he was posting?
No, there was no rule, and I will explain what happened. So, this is already insane, and it's already crazy, and it's so stupid, but we'll get there. So basically what happens is, he's later, and he, after this, has done some research, and basically what happened was, YouTube essentially... Or no, I'm not gonna say that, because that's the wrong order. So basically what happened was, he got kicked off of YouTube. He actually asked his manager for YouTube if he could actually get his channel back. And essentially what happened was, the person that he talked to up at YouTube said that he would be able to get his channel back. But unfortunately what happened was, the person was actually required, or like the higher-ups at YouTube essentially told him not to reply to him, because they don't want him. So,
Dumb.
yeah, it is dumb. And so basically, after this happens, he finds out from one source that, guess what? So apparently, some of his videos were being used in some FBI conference. This is basically literally what happens. This is a YouTube FBI conspiracy theory. And literally what happens is, it's pretty much been confirmed that Mumkey Jones, one of his videos on the serial killer, was actually being used in an FBI demonstration on how to identify possible threats on the internet. And apparently, even though his video was openly lecturing this person, he was actually being targeted by the FBI as a cause of further threats. So now this is, I believe this took place late 2017, early 2018. And what happens is, when this happened, he's just found out this stuff. And apparently around 3 weeks ago, right around Christmas time, there was, there was a British programmer that contacted him, and guess what he said?
What, enlighten me.
So basically what happened was, not the YouTuber, the programmer essentially said that, so YouTube's really been skimping out on us. Like, the Google algorithms are so powerful and so strong, which actually does make sense, that essentially what YouTube has created is that YouTube has created an algorithm based on stuff that the FBI has wanted them to do to essentially track people's watch history and determine if they will be possible, like, terrorist threats.
But there's so much wrong with that.
Yeah, so essentially what they're doing is that they're using people's watch history and then determining if those videos are actually, like, big problems. But see, here's...
like, them wanting to know, like, it's fine if they're just watching the review history, but it depends on what they're watching it for.
Yeah. And, like, if you're in journalism and you're writing a paper on something, it depends on what you're writing on. It's like, if you are writing a paragraph on how bad drug abuse is and stuff like that, you're gonna have to research drugs, and that's not nice, and that's nasty, and that's something that the government will track you on. And it's like, it reminds me of that one video of MatPat where he researched nukes so much that he actually had to send an appeal into the US government to make sure that he was allowed on international flights. Like, that was a legitimate thing. He actually had to, like, send the government a copy of his video and why he was doing that in order so that he would be allowed to fly internationally. So, basically what happens is, we have already gotten to the point where he got demonetized. He has been essentially banned from contacting YouTube or making new channels. Even his friends' channels have been taken down for actually including his content on their channel. And that's some of the craziest stuff ever. Because, like, now they can't even have his content on any of their channels. So basically, not only that's happened like that. So the next problem, the big problem, is now he's finding out that not only has YouTube essentially been finding other stuff like this, but now his friends... So apparently... Now, remember the big Florida school shooting, the Parkland shooting?
Yeah.
So apparently what happened was the guy was watching some of his Mumkey Jones' friends' content.
Yeah.
So basically what happens is there's this new theory that is circulating. I actually just found this out today. Before this episode was planned, I had just found this out, that psychologists are actually working on a new thing that, like, people have already known this to a certain extent, but psychologists are working on this new thing that essentially determines, like, if what you are watching influences your actual thoughts. So basically... I could agree with you, but, like, your thoughts and your actions are two separate things. I forget exactly what it is, but there's an entire part...
Here's where I agree with, like, that. But I semi-agree that, like, it depends on what you watch, that if it does influence you, but not everyone's the same. They might watch, they might not take any thought into it.
And, like, there's actually, like, I forget exactly what it's called. There's a specific part of your brain that is legitimately responsible for that type of thinking. Like, it's an entire dedicated part that only, like, say, you wake up one day, your friend screams in your ear, and instead of cussing him out, what you do is your brain would catch you. Like, you know how you have those moments when, like, everyone who's hearing this has probably heard this, but, like, basically what's happened is, like, someone is mad at you, and you're wanting to say something,
but you don't say
But you don't. There's a part of your brain that whose only job it is to literally filter that stuff.
Your brain has a built-in filter.
Yeah. And basically, so what's happened is, there's this new thing, I just found it out today, and essentially what's happened is, now his friends actually said that this case isn't probably true because of legitimate argument that I found out today is essentially true. So for the same reason they think they're right is the same reason why they're wrong, in the context that he is probably being monitored by the FBI and someone in the government probably took him off of YouTube. So now we essentially get to the big YouTube problem. Today, I also just found out that conspiracy theory channels, lecture channels, thought channels, and just like general channels that focus in actual like recording of theories and that kind of sort of thing are actually going to essentially be completely removed off of trending.
People are saying like, okay, there's been a long time chat about net neutrality. I know it's like, I don't know. It's just one of those things. YouTube's gonna be the end of us all.
I know, and like, are you familiar with Alex Jones and InfoWars?
Yes.
They have completely removed 100% of his content off of YouTube.
Wait, what?
They removed all of his content off of YouTube.
That's dumb. I mean,
Yeah, Alex Jones got YouTube permabanned.
Why take it off of YouTube there? Why not just take off InfoWars? That would be helpful. Nah.
No, they already took InfoWars off.
Wait a minute.
Because Alex Jones makes InfoWars. Alex Jones and InfoWars are the same thing.
I thought it was I thought it was a crew of people.
Sort of, I guess, but he's essentially the guy that runs it. So, yeah, we'll probably get demonetized for Alex Jones. That word is word is actually not a YouTube-friendly word.
Why?
I don't know why, and it's so stupid. So, basically, what we've learned so far is that YouTube is essentially taking people's watch history, feeding it to the FBI to determine if they are potential, like, mass murderers and shooters and that kind of sort of thing. And what they're doing is that they're actually specifically deleting people's content who the FBI thinks might cause people to essentially become mass murderers, simply because they think that someone might go out and shoot someone.
It's dumb stuff like that that's gonna cause, I don't know.
And if anybody has actually seen some of Mumkey Jones' content, it almost reminds me of early JonTron.
Early JonTron.
Except for that he was a guy wearing a monkey mask. So that's basically that. So what are your thoughts on this?
Okay. The whole thing in general, from what you're saying, and just a quote, if I missed anything, that's because I forgot to do research. So I guarantee you I'm not lazy. I just completely forgot.
Are you sure?
Oh no, I had to go. I would have done it like.
No, I know. It was just a joke.
But it's, how do I put this without sounding stupid? Well, there really is no way to say without sounding stupid. I just think it's one of the. Wow, I can't think of anything, can I? Like, it is stupid, but I can't think of anything to say about it, just because, one, it's YouTube. It's
Yeah, it's stupid. It's one of those things where, like, I understand that you have a hard time actually thinking up this stuff because it's crap.
Yeah.
This is
okay, it's YouTube. People are it's like the video version of Wikipedia.
Except Wikipedia is not censored.
True.
Because free speech is still legal on Wikipedia. And, like, you can find, like, Alex Jones is on Wikipedia. You can find, like, stuff like pro guns and pro that stuff on Wikipedia. And it's, like, it's completely legal there. You can't find that on YouTube. Or you could. Like, Demolition Ranch and stuff like that. But, like, I can't wait till the day when they remove... I cannot wait until YouTube removes gun review channels. Yeah, that's gonna be the end of YouTube. So,
but I'm gonna continue quickly. It's because for some reason, for some people that like have, and I'm not trying to make this okay. I'm like,
it's fine. Just say it.
There's people that have a hard time reading, like dyslexia.
Yeah.
Or like, people that can't read, like young. I don't know why I'm bringing young kids into this. It's kind of worse. Oh, geez.
But yeah, I like
people that have a hard time reading or can't read.
Yeah.
To find something, they would usually either go to YouTube or they'd ask someone about it.
Hmm? And like when see, it's like the internet already was full of lies, and now essentially what happens is it's like so now they're essentially it's so pretend if the internet was made out of half truth and half lie, and it's divided. So take a circle, divide it into 4 parts. There
Okay.
is left side is true, left side is false. And essentially what happens is the top is, say, right agenda, and the bottom is left agenda. And what happens is say if they decide to cut the circle in half any way they choose, essentially, it's still pretty much, unless they literally just cut all the lies off, which couldn't exist because there will still be lies on the internet, what they're trying to do is they're just trying to essentially just file off the top of the circle. And essentially, it's leaving you with a half circle, but there's still just as many lies out there.
Yeah.
So, of course, then we get this. It's like, so, now I can't necessarily say that because that would make me a hypocrite because we're going to post this on YouTube, but...
Oh, I think we're way past the line of not being hypocrites.
Mm-hmm.
We took a plane and we soared over that line a long time ago.
Yeah, I agree with you. Well, according to the new definition, according to the old definition, we're still in the...
We named it CGS News.
Yes. So, yeah. Well, that's nice.
I still haven't fully finished my thought, so I'm gonna continue.
Okay.
But I'm trying to remember where I left off now. You went on I'm pretty sure it was like a 2-3 minute. Nah, never mind. But some people, like you said earlier, like some people like MatPat, people that review stuff, and have to let's say someone needs to review like war or this certain type of stuff for, I'm just gonna say, like a school project.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't fully mean that they're gonna be a psychopath.
Yeah, and it's like it's getting to the point where you can't even review history. It's like Nazis have pretty much been censored off erased from the internet, and now we're never gonna get monetized. But it's like it's not fair that you take people like the Big H. You know who I'm talking about?
What? Oh.
Yeah, Mr.
Okay.
Mustache.
Oh yeah, now everyone's gonna know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so that's we're trying not to get pre-demonetized.
I think we failed at that.
Yeah, so basically what happens is it's like here's the problem. If you remove everything that he's done off the internet where people can easily access it, someone one day is going to do the exact same thing unless they know that someone like him exists. And it's like if everyone doesn't know,
and if stuff like this happens, and people censor, say wars and stuff because they're quote unquote violent. Things like gaming are already on the line because of how violent stuff is.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: people take people like the news,
it's like history's violent.
Media, take only the bad parts and show it to the people. Because gaming, yes, it can be violent. It can be whatever it is at sometimes.
Yeah.
But you have to realize most games will require team effort, people to work together.
Yeah. They require skill building, and that's
Skill
the thing. There are teamwork and not skill building, but
so
that's basically. So there was a study that was done, and essentially what happens is they came to the conclusion that essentially what happened was the benefits of video games are very much so on par with the disadvantages. So the benefits and the harm, or the pluses and the negatives, are almost even. They're essentially pretty much balanced. Now,
also, games are usually bought for Z child or Z teen or whoever.
Yeah. And see, the thing is that
because you made this and you published it, you're terrible people.
But
you have to realize,
I saw this article on No, it wasn't an article. It was a video on Doki Doki or DDLC, Doki Doki Literature Club.
Yeah.
So I don't know if YouTube's going to censor me because apparently the media hates it. But basically what happened was the media took DDLC and essentially attributed it to the toaster bathing of two different people.
Oh.
And essentially what happened was that was fine until someone who was going to take a toaster bath came out and said, no, this game is the reason why I didn't take that toaster bath, because they realized that if they had taken that toaster bath, the game essentially showed them how sad that their families would have been.
Good
And
for
see,
her.
like, even though the game is a psychological horror game,
Yeah.
it did save one life, essentially. And basically, the other two kids, mind you, the parents who did the investigation into their actual kids' games, now I'm placing bets that honestly the whole toaster bath kid thing was completely staged, because the parents in the actual like police report and review and the actual
And
news
if I
report,
wondered why we're saying toaster bath, it's because we can't apparently the other word
yeah. So
is
yeah,
yeah.
so toaster bath is the family friendly version. So basically, it's still not family friendly, but whatever.
Wait, I'm gonna continue what I was saying. People make fun of not make fun of people will hate games because they're violent. Kids are playing too much time on them, not quote unquote not being social enough.
Mm-hmm.
But
But see, it's like so.
this way.
Yeah,
Like,
and games have been concluded to actually boost social skills, games
Well,
and social media.
if I can continue,
Yes.
like games like I'll say Fortnite, and I'm not trying to make fun of Fortnite. I love it a lot. I love Fortnite.
Of course.
Yeah.
I should know. I play with you.
Yeah. But that game gets a lot of hate because it's being violent, and it was made for kids.
Well,
But you
not
have to
necessarily, but
realize-
you have to remember it was made for the 13 and up audience. That's the thing, though. It was made for people 13 years and older, so when people when parents who have kids playing this game come to the, like, police or whoever they would contact when they are thinking that a game is not suitable for their children, honestly, I feel no sympathy for them, because
that's the thing, though.
the game was not designed for their children's age.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Or here's another thing. Don't go to the police.
Yeah.
If a kid is playing a game, do something about it. You're the parent.
And see, here's the thing, like, for both of the Doki Doki DDLC, I don't know if I can actually use the full name just because of how much hate it's getting on YouTube right now, but basically what happens is, both of the times the parents had actually came to the police, the parents actually did not know any of the content that their children had actually been watching, playing, etc. until after they had taken a toaster bath. And, like, what happens is, not only... See, here's the thing. I am putting my bets that this is staged. Because, basically, what has happened is, not only did the analysis that was given by the parents to the news companies were almost 100% fake. Like, essentially, in the video I watched, according to this one YouTuber, I will not be putting... Just to let you know, guys, I will not be putting links in these videos, just because as a supposedly family-friendly video content, it is technically our job to censor the content before it gets to you guys. So what happens is, if there is content that we would not be allowed to show on our channel, we can also not put the links to those videos in the description. That is just a warning for any upcoming content. So now back to this. Essentially what happened was, not only was the report so fake that, like, it looks staged.
I want to read this report.
And basically what happened was, so essentially what happened, the first thing is that Doki Doki Literature Club was a
You just
mobile
said
game.
Thing.
Okay, well, whatever. We're gonna get demonetized. I don't care. We can always start a second channel, yeah.
Because I almost said because Fortnite's broken. Because YouTube's broken.
Yeah, so basically what happens is, not only was DDLC, though, so in the report, essentially, the parents did not know that the children were playing DDLC till after they had committed toaster bath. They thought that DDLC was a mobile game and or had the ability to access things on mobile devices. They thought that DDLC was a game specifically designed to, like, cause players to think that they were in real life. They thought it was an AO video game. So it's not AO. AR video game, augmented reality video game, which essentially causes it's essentially virtual reality
And
mixed in with
yeah,
real life stuff, like Pokemon Go. That's a very good example of an AO or AR game.
not
Sorry.
gun, not the gun.
Yeah. So basically, AR stands for augmented reality. So basically, what happens is, not only is it not a mobile game, is it not an augmented reality game, and the other thing was that the parents thought that the game was specifically messing with their children's devices and computer. And essentially, what happens is that's a legitimate part of the game. That's a actual part of the game.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing that a lot of these companies forget is even though they say it's free, there is still a $30 pack of DLC that you essentially have to buy in order to get the whole game.
Yeah.
So, it's essentially an indefinite trial period. Oh my gosh, my computer notifications are going crazy, so sorry if they actually get in the video. So basically, not only is essentially, like, literally half of every single thing that they said in the report was either false or made up, which leads me to believe that it is staged. And it's insane.
I like how we've gone from this YouTuber got demonetized.
Well, but
to
it's the same.
World's fall apart, we're all gonna.
It's the same thing, though. It's just a different part of the same thing.
You are right there.
Mm-hmm.